Previously on Up at Noon.
Packing for Comic-Con.
Brian, great news. The Up at Noon episode at Comic-Con is sponsored by Sony Vaio.
Oh, well, that's great. Can I still bring my iPhone?
No, Brian, just the Sony Vaio.
Well, I guess I can't bring my iPhone.
No, part of the agreement, just the Sony Vaio. Try it, you'd like it. It's really lightweight.
So it's the opposite of you.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Up at Noon. Yes, just like E3, we are at San Diego Comic-Con doing a live show. We, can't get everybody in here to do the whole thing because there's so much going on because IGN's awesome. So instead of anything else, as I live and breathe, Aisha Tyler.
Hello!
Thank you for coming by.
How are you? My pleasure.
Excellent.
Wow, this is so fancy.
Remember how hot it was at E3? You came by the E3 when we were at this table. It was terrible.
Punishing.
It's so nice in here.
They just backed up like a jet exhaust to the doorway of that space.
Right.
It was just like jet
They're
exhaust
like,
farting on you.
Fat guys like Greg. No, that looks bad.
Fat,
Don't do that.
Just curvaceous.
Well, I'm losing all the weight.
You look amazing. You look
Thank
great.
you.
You look really good.
Thank you. It's all just sweating it out.
Handsome.
You're here. You just put out a book.
Yes.
Whose Line Is It Anyways?
Yes.
Back. You got the Girl on the Guide podcast
Yes.
going on. You.
I know,
Seriously,
right?
just go to hell. Get out. Show the book. It's a bestseller. It's a bestseller now.
I just found out yesterday I'm on the New York Times bestseller list. Very, very exciting. And I want to tell you something. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be real with you right now.
Be real. That's what they call Aisha Tyler.
You make your stuff and you hope people like it.
Sure.
And that's all I care about. Like, I make my podcast. I make it for free. I don't have an engineer or producer. I make everything by myself.
Yeah.
I'm happy when people like it. I made the book. I was like, I hope some people read my book and then like it. And then I got this call from my editor, and I burst into tears like a little biatch.
Yeah.
I really did.
That
Like, I was shocked that I cried. Yeah, I was like,
This is like the sob and the snot. And
yeah,
everything.
snot and just boogers and drinking.
So now, how are you going to introduce yourself to people at parties? Hey,
New
everybody,
York-
this is Aisha. I don't know. Oh, hello, I'm sorry. I'm New York Times
New York
bestseller.
Times
How you doing?
best-selling author and also a massive douchebag, Aisha Tyler. Yes. No, I'm just, you know what it is? It's like when you're a little kid, and especially if you were like just an outsider little kid who literally, Seth Green and I had this conversation on my podcast about people who claim nerdery.
Just drop
and we were
in the
like,
names.
it's fine if you like, did that hit your foot? that it's okay to claim nerdery if you're an enthusiast or you like to collect things,
Sure.
but you really can't claim it fully unless you played alone for a significant part of your childhood.
That was one of my favorite things. Is I had this girlfriend in high school, and we're like sophomores, and I brought her over, and I'm showing her my room, and she opened a drawer, and it was just filled with action figures.
Yeah, alone.
And I'm like, oh yeah, I play with those.
This is an
still.
example of my aloneness. I literally used to play for a good part of grade school between the schoolyard and the fence because it was like I would just go in like I don't need anybody. I don't need anyone.
I can make my own friends in my
Yeah,
head,
right?
Yeah.
So then when you do something and people respond to it, it's just exciting and you put your heart into something and then you're super stoked.
Here's what I want you to do. Take me and the viewers back a ways.
Okay.
How did all of this start for you? I think the first time I ever became aware of you is that, and I might get it wrong, so don't flog me, is that you were like the host on Shipwreck or
Ooh, very funny.
Shipmates.
That is, you've confused me with another very attractive
No, you
tall
didn't.
black woman. That was Chris Hardwick.
Well,
on Shipmates.
now I sound racist, but you did
It's
some
okay.
reality show.
No, it's okay. I like that you confused me with Chris Hardwick. He did.
Well, you guys are like
we
the
look
same,
totally
right?
alike,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Don't we all
I
look
love
alike?
talking Walking Dead. You
Yeah,
did great
right.
work there.
Thank you very much for and how I was all huge and then I lost a lot of weight and I got sober.
Yeah.
And I like to talk about penises.
Yeah.
So I do.
Well, who
like to
doesn't?
talk-
Come on now.
Everybody
Hold on
loves a
second.
nice penis.
Do you like girth or length?
I'm really a fan of all of them.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. And so
Me too.
I mean, honestly, as I said before, who isn't? I did another show that was, I don't even know if it was named by the same company, but it was the same era called Fifth Wheel. So
Thank you.
Yeah,
See,
Chris
you trying to make me
Shipmates
feel like I'm a
and
racist. I knew there was a
know.
dating show
I
you
just
were
wanted
on.
to let you sit in that for a minute and marinate. But here's what's interesting. I was a stand-up. I moved to LA. I auditioned for Talk Soup. And it went really super well. And then for like 6 months, they were like, they couldn't grok like how they could have a black girl could host the show that had been like 3 white guys.
It's the 90s. We can't do this.
No, it makes no sense. How will she speak English? What does she eat? So they were like mulling it over. And then I got the offer for Fifth Wheel. So I took Fifth Wheel. And then right after that, I got the offer for Talk Soup.
Gotcha.
So for a little while, I was doing both of those shows at one time.
Right.
Yeah.
And so then it was just a snowball effect of just like, well, now I'm a big deal and I'm going to...
No. What happened was the snowball was really, really fast. And then it crushed me under under its weight, and I lost both jobs. I left Fifth Wheel to do Talk Soup full time, and then Talk Soup went away.
Yeah.
But then I was super lucky. A little while after that, I started doing Friends, and I did Friends for 2 seasons. And then I don't know. When you look back, it seems like it was like this forward momentum, but it wasn't. It was like times when I was super busy, times when I was not working at all. I have talked about it on my show, like periods in my career where I was like, this noise. I am out of here, man. I'm going to go to Starbucks and drink coffee for free and be a barista.
Yeah,
right?
That's
Yeah. You don't have to worry about being a barista when you get home. You're like, man, made some coffee today. What's on TV?
Wouldn't that be nice? If you just left the job, you
Right.
closed the door, and you're like, well, now my life's my own.
I already smell that your life is like mine, where I'm never not working.
Yeah.
Never not working. Like, we both got in last night,
Yeah.
right? And I got in kind of early, and I was like, oh, man, I'm going to chill. It's like 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm going to have one night at Comic-Con where I get some rest, and then cut to 2, and I'm like, cutting my podcast and falling asleep on my computer, sitting up in bed. I've already broken myself.
Yeah.
And then I woke up like a shot at 6:30 because, I don't know, someone dressed like someone who looks slightly like Jerry Ryan walked by.
Do you think
started screaming?
Because of the downtime you did have in between things that you push yourself so hard now that you have a million projects at once?
I'm my own boss, and my boss is a total ass.
Yeah.
And no, I also feel like when you're creating, when you're the architect of your own destiny, you see the urgency of being effective. You know what I mean? When you're reporting to somebody else, you don't care as much. But I just feel like I have a responsibility to people who have now, especially with like my podcast, people who love the show and wanted to continue to try to make it excellent. And then there's like an abject fear of like the part when I would make layer cakes all day long. I had a little run there where I was like doing stand up at night and just watching a lot of Nickelodeon Junior.
Just making layer
Every
cakes.
episode of Little Bear, making layer
Little
cakes.
Bear.
Little Bear,
Wow,
man.
okay,
Oh yeah.
we're going hard back
I
then,
will
Jake.
hardcore. So I just feel like everything you can. I mean, that's a big part of the book. It's like I always have people come up to me at my stand-up shows, and you probably have heard this, and they're like, I really want to get into stand-up. I'm afraid I'm going to fail, or I want to write a book, and I'm afraid I'm going to fail. And I always go, you're going to fail.
You're going to fail hard.
Terribly and repeatedly, but that should never stop you from doing anything you want to do. Just go for it, whatever it is. Stipulate to the idea it's going to go badly, and then maybe the next time will go a little better, and then the next time will go well.
Well, it's what kids always stop me, and like, I want to be into the video game industry. I want to do all this stuff, and I'm like, start writing, podcasting, and YouTube now.
Doing it
and
right
it's going to be terrible. You're going to be so bad at it.
Suck.
But by the time you apply for a real job, maybe you've been doing it long enough that you have all this experience. You should get to
Right. And those doors are open now, and they weren't open before 10 years ago. Like, you could just say, hey, if you want to make a podcast, just go make it. Like, what are you asking me about it for?
Yeah. If you can do it, do it.
Yeah.
You talk about 10 years ago, a big show back in the day. This Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Whose Line Is It Anyway?
And now it's back.
OMG.
You're hosting.
And I took over for Drew, which was a huge honor.
Sure.
And he's a great friend of mine. He's been on my show. I'm a great friend of Wayne's. He's been on my show. It was like, when they called and they were like, do you want to take over for Drew on Whose Line? I was like, so, Mom, you got to stop making these calls. It's really hurting my feelings.
Wayne Brady, you do a really good impression.
You do my mom. It's super great. And then when it was real, it was a no-brainer because I loved the original show. I loved those guys.
Everyone did. That was the thing. I remember Whose Line being this like movement, right? Like, and there's I think now that we're all so fractured, right? Everybody's got their phone. Everybody's got the internet. Everybody's got this. There's this. But
right.
Did you expect it to debut as well as it did on Tuesday?
No. I mean, we were hopeful. And
right.
here's what happened. Like, I took the show and I thought, look, this is going to be fun no matter what. No matter how it goes, whether it does well or not, it's going to be a good time.
Yeah.
But when we started doing the tapings, I kind of thought, God, it's going to be a lot of old people, right? Like, it was on ABC, and then it was ABC Family, kind of soft, gentle comedy. What's going to happen? Twice as many people showed up every day as we had seats for.
Wow.
And they were all like 25 years old. They were either grown up on the show when they were kids, or a lot of them had never seen it on TV. They'd watched the entire series on the internet. Every single episode on YouTube. So, I'd say, like, now scenes from a hat. People go, banana. Like, every single game, they went nuts.
Yeah.
So we felt hopeful at that point. I didn't realize it. I just wanted it to do okay.
Sure.
Because I thought, man, it's Whose Line. People love it. They'll keep it on for a couple seasons if it does all right.
Yeah.
And it was their highest rated premiere since 2007.
Wow.
So, bam.
Awesome.
Yeah, very exciting. Very exciting.
Are you aware that Chip from the original Whose Line
Chip Eston's a big star.
Yeah, he's Deacon on Nashville, the best show on
Everyone
TV.
Keeps asking about Chip Eston. I'm like, I think Chip Eston's busy being a big TV star.
You should get him back.
We'd like to get everybody back.
I will marry him if he's listening.
Would you like to fight over him and just wrestle?
Well, you're already married. We let somebody else be happy.
I'm a grubby
Can I write a book one day too, or is that off the table?
No, none of it. None of it. Give me this. I'm leaving here.
Yeah, please grab that Sony Vaio computer.
Tell me what you're playing. Tell me what you're doing. What games are you going to play while you're here?
While I'm here,
are you going to come to my Watch Dogs lounge that I'm throwing?
I'm going to come to the Watch Dogs lounge. I'm a big fan of this Watch Dogs.
It's very exciting.
I've said it before. Ubi over there, they have some of the most interesting stuff coming up.
I think
and you're in tight with them.
Yeah,
Is this product placement?
We've been making out.
You
I might have.
guys gonna get steady soon?
I'm in Watch Dogs, so I'm super excited, and so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna moderate their panel while we're here.
Right.
Yeah, that'll be super fun.
No, yeah, I mean they're doing some really fascinating stuff with that. The Division. I mean at E3, they killed it, right?
Did you feel like the Division gave you like a little boner?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No,
Like,
it gave me Girlwood. Yeah.
I freaked out about that, and I don't want to be teasy, but I'm going to tease you right now.
Okay.
Because I feel like there's been some great IP. Like I thought there were some other games I really liked. I like Destiny. I like Titanfall. There's some good stuff this year. But I remember saying to Yves Guillemot, I was like, "You have had like 2 massive IP reveals. The last 2 I thought were pretty incredible."
Right.
And he said, "Next year's even going to be better."
Yeah.
And then I splooshed.
Yeah.
On
Well, I mean,
to him.
they're fascinating
Yeah.
with what they're doing over there.
What did you play that was your favorite thing at E3?
At E3, my favorite thing at E3. Well, now you put me on the spot. I'm already in Comic-Con mode.
Right. Well, like, or what are you excited to play here? Like, there's got to be something that's like.
I'm moderating a bunch of cool stuff.
What are you moderating?
I'm a big nerd.
I'm going to interview you now, Greg.
Okay, good. All right, good.
What's happening?
I see. I see every few months a couple dozen requests to have me on the podcast. So I'm just putting. It
You can do. Are you kidding me? Greg doesn't return my calls.
Oh, you can get the out of here.
Done. You're on
No.
the show. You're
All
on
right,
the
perfect.
show.
That's what I'm here. I'm moderating tonight the South Park Stick of Truth panel with Matt and Trey. Matt and Trey are on it.
Tell them I said go yourself.
I will. That's how I'll open the panel for it.
I'll still tell Matt if he could stop making so much money and come to my show. He promised to do my show like 3 years ago.
Oh, well, see,
But
now
then,
I follow through on my promises.
I know. Tell him I said so.
And then doing the Walking Dead the game panel with Kirkman. Yeah. And those are. Have you played 400 Days yet?
No.
Okay. Did you play season 1?
Yes. I didn't even know it was out. Why am I not paying attention? Why
It's
did I not know?
because that's how Telltale does this. They do the little sneak attacks.
Shiza.
Yeah, that's all right.
Oh, you know what, though? I'm going to wait because I cried so hysterically after this first one. I feel like I need a break.
Really rough,
and then I'm getting ready also to play The Last of Us, which I understand is like a total tearjerker as well.
Yeah.
So that's, I'm excited.
Okay,
tell Robert I said hi too.
Okay,
I'm just name dropping like a crazy person.
That's fine. Well, you brought it out of me, so there we
Yeah.
go. Before we let you go
You're
back
fancy,
to run
Greg.
to your next 15 parties and events and whatever video game you're going to record, this Archer.
Yes.
I'd be remiss if I didn't bring that up.
Nuts.
Everyone loves you on Archer.
I don't know about everybody.
Yes.
My mom's like, it's a little dirty.
Yeah, you're like, well, whose line is it anyways, Mom? Go watch
Whose
that.
Line,
Right?
my
I'm
mom's
busy
watching.
over here.
Although Whose Line's a lot dirtier than it was before too, which
Sure, well,
I feel
I was
is
gonna
a
say,
victory.
as soon as Aisha Tyler is involved, pretty much guarantee it's going to be the dirtiest thing you've done.
But yeah, Archer's doing great. We're in the middle of recording season 5.
Is it funny?
This is going to be an explosive season. I'm really excited about it. It's so explosive. Usually we preview an episode here. We play an entire episode, but we can't this year because it'll give a lot of stuff away. So we're actually going to do Archer Live as our panel. Wow. So for people who haven't come to an Archer Live show, we essentially do a bunch of scenes and we bring audience members up and they get to act out the scenes with us. And it's a bummer because usually it's at night and we're all drunk. I think it might not be okay to be drunk at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, but that is
a couple weekends ago I recorded a
That's
podcast drunk, so that's fine. It's like 3 in the afternoon.
It is cocktail hour.
Yeah, it's somewhere.
I'm really proud of Archer, and it's probably one of my favorite jobs I've ever had. And I don't know. As kind of excited about it as people feel like who watch it.
Right.
Like I love.
Right.
I'm so proud of that.
Yeah, it'd be
show.
cool. To be part of a project you love like that. That's rad.
Yeah,
Aisha,
it
thank
is
you so
rad.
much for coming
Greg
by.
Miller, you're going to come on my show. I'm going to ask you a lot of questions.
Oh, good. That's good.
Yeah, we'll curse even more. It'll be so
All
much
right.
fun. Yay, poop,
great.
caca.
All right, cool. Give me a hug, Aisha.
Greg Miller.
I'm so glad you came. Everybody,
so glad.
she does a million things. Follow her on Twitter. That's the easiest way to keep up.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, of course, Up at Noon. This is a special Comic-Con episode brought to you by the Sony Vaio. We're putting it up on Saturday. Thank you so much for that. Ladies and gentlemen, Monday is the day we usually post the show. So every day, check out Up at Noon. Or every Monday, I guess, right?
Every Monday.
Yeah.
But check it out every day.
Every day. I mean,
What do
there's
you
a
have
lot
to
of
do?
old episodes you can check out,
Take a break
too.
from touching yourself.
Next week, we're going to have the one and only Batman from Batman Arkham Origins on. Ooh. Roger Craig Smith. So make sure you check it out. Blah, blah, blah about the comments. Blah, blah, blah about everything. If you're ever in San Francisco, go.ign.com/up-at-noon to be in my audience. Until then, I'm going back to bed.
That was fun! Yay!
Oh, DaveFanoy.com.